What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So, I want to talk about this whole situation with Kevin Hart for a quick second. So, you guys may or may not know, but Kevin Hart, he kind of got into a bit of a sticky situation, a bit of a quagmire, a bit of a controversy because he has a joke on his new comedy special where he sort of speaks about his daughter. Um, he has two daughters, actually, I believe, but his older daughter, who's about 15 years old, I believe, and she's kind of showing interest in boys. So he speaks about her and, does a joke about her, and basically because she has shown interest in one boy, but then switched it up and showed interest in another boy, and then switched it up and showed interest in another dude or boy. Um, Kevin Hart said basically that his daughter is exhibiting quote unquote show O tendencies. All right. You know what I'm saying. And some folks got upset about that, particularly black women. Got upset about that. And I do think it's a bit odd that he would kind of make a joke like that. Even if he really did feel that it's true, like she might be a little, even still, I do think that's a bit odd to make a joke like that. Also, I think really it's just showing interest. It's not like she's, you know, taking it much further and, engaging in underage sex and getting knocked up and having kids. I don't think it's like that. Um, but yeah, Kevin Hart, he made a joke about that. And some black women took issues with that. And then Kevin Hart came back and said, this isn't about black women. It's a joke, and pretty much just doubled down on the joke. You know how Kevin Hart is. Um, he's going to double down on it usually. When it involves black women, he's going to double down on it. Now, when it involved the LGBTQ community and he got caught up in that, he wasn't doubling down on them jokes. Notice that. And partially the reason why that is because he knows that, you know, the LGBTQTIA folks, they mean business. And they're serious about, you know, boycotting, messing with his opportunities, things like that. Now, black women, there are some black women who are about that life and, be like, hey, we're not going to be supporting Kevin Hart. But there's more than enough black women who will, even if they, even if Kevin Hart tells jokes that may be seen as offensive to black women or jokes that are seen as colorist towards black women, etc. And, it does sort of like open up the conversation and make you think like, well, what does Kevin Hart, if he's kind of like having these views about his daughter, these are jokes. So perhaps these are just jokes. But if he's having these views about his daughter, what does he view about other black women? I guess just women in general. And he also mentioned about, pretty much in so many words saying that this is promotion because this is like the only way you can promote right now because of the pandemic. Like pretty much going viral, right? So this is what he chose to go viral about. Notice that too, right? And by the way, you can still do promotion because he was like, oh, you can't go on talk shows, you can't do this and that. I'm like, you can still go on talk shows. There are talk shows that are still happening. Folks are just, using webcams and Skyping into the talk shows more so than going on face to face. That's still happening. Perhaps you may not want to do it, you know, and sometimes some celebrities get to a point where they feel like, oh, they don't need to do it. Like they don't need to do no promotional stuff. They just need to, show up with the product. A lot of musical artists get to that point. And sometimes it works for them, sometimes it doesn't. And also, if Kevin Hart is so concerned about show activities, he can call himself out, to be keep it real. I mean, he's the one that was married to his first wife and then, you know, went outside the marriage and wound up getting with his now wife, and he also cheated on his now wife too. So I guess maybe your daughter got her show activities from her dad. Her dad is quite a showman, if you know what I mean. And also, I think Kevin Hart has invested some money into like this new social media platform. Um, I won't say the name. But if you're interested in it, you can just Google it. It'll come up. And also, like, just on like a suggestive tip, I seen some of that Kevin Hart special, the comedy special, and I'm like, you know, it's just like black women. This is really easy not to support it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think these jokes are really hitting that hard, where you just cracking up, laughing, about to have a heart attack, and you just like, oh dang, I can't miss out on that. I don't. It's just not like that, unless I'm just, the square with like a crappy sense of humor. But in this case, I don't think that's the case. But all in all, you can support who you want to support. You know, you can, as we all are free to support who we want to support. Nevertheless, some black women, I'll be fair. Try to be a little fair here. And I will say that Kevin Hart joke, it was about his daughter, not necessarily about all black women, right? But I think black women took offense to it because perhaps black women are a bit sensitive to some things. But also, I think being put out in the public in that particular way, in like a sexual way, that is something that you have to be aware of. Kind of like the sexualization of black females, well, black girls, I'll say, and folks being really comfortable with that, right? That's the reason why it took like so long to get R. Kelly, because folks, both black men and black women, were comfortable with that. And pretty sure some folks outside the community too. But more importantly, black men and black women were both comfortable with that sexualization, right? Even though these young girls aren't women yet, they're not grown yet, but yeah, close enough, right? And as well, Kevin Hart could be opening his daughter to like sort of like thirsty, predatory dudes, sort of like what happened with Ti when he spoke about his daughter and like her not being sexually active and having like the doctor check her hymen and her signing off on paperwork to get the results. And y'all remember when that popped off, right? And that opened the door to, her being criticized, you know, and opened the door to, a lot of seedy, predatory, thirsty, sexual predator type dude trying to get with her, you know? But what do you think about this? Do you think that Kevin Hart should be canceled because of this? Do you think that he should have been canceled because of this? Do you, how do you feel about him speaking on this issue and addressing this issue? Do you think that it was addressed well? Do you think that uh, Kevin Hart, you know, just, well, the name of his comedy special is Zero F's Given. So do you think that he really gives an F? Let me know what you think in the comment section about this. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.